Hello out there. Welcome parents and teachers. Thank you for stopping by my channel and checking out my video. I got a good one today that you can do with the kids. It's going to be some magic involved. It's a really cool, fun project. I do have to let you know it does take about a day or so. So just keep that in mind. So you guys ready out there? All right, DJ, hit it. All right, give it up to my DJ. Good job, DJ. Were you guys fist pumping out there, listening to the music? All right, so as far as the imprint, just use a regular sheet of paper, a white one. That's completely fine. As far as the printer, make sure it's a laser jet. If you don't have a laser jet, I don't either. I just went to Kinko's and made a couple of copies. Each copy is about 70 cents. And then what I did was I went online and did different searches of superheroes, and then I sized it between 1 inch all the way up to about two inches. You may not need the 2 inches. It all depends on the size of the rocks. I ended up having some of my other paintings on there. And then if you want, you can add your family pet right there. That definitely would be awesome if you did that, or pictures of yourselves. Now, keep in mind, if you do like Toy Story, just flip it over and I'll show you why in a couple of minutes. All right, let's get to the other tools. So you need a bag of rocks, and I found mine at Home Depot. They're like a white type of rock, and it's about $11-12, and there's quite a few of them on there, different sizes like you see here. So you definitely need that. All right, so the tools I'm going to be using, some Mod Podge. This one is basically glue, and it comes in matte finish, and you can pick this up at any craft store or even at Walmart. The next thing you'll be using is the applicator. This is just foam, and this particular one is probably like 50 cents at Michael's. Now, depending on how many kids are going to be partaking in this project, you may want to get the kit. Or if you want to just use brushes, there are brush kits that are very inexpensive. Don't get any of the expensive ones because you're dealing with glue, so it's gonna dry up. Now keep in mind, because it's glue, rinse the brushes or the foam in between, when we let it sit to dry, or even better yet, just let it soak in overnight, and then the next day when you're ready to seal it in, just dry it, and then you may have to dispose of it afterwards. Lastly, is we need a pair of scissors, and we all should have them. Now it's just like pens, whenever you need them, you can never find them. So, but you definitely need scissors to cut out the imprint. All right, so I've gone ahead and I cut out a few of the images. I got the Batman logo here, and what I did was I learned to add a little bit of space, or a little bit of the blank paper, so that way I can hold it when I add the glue onto that. So that way you're avoiding getting a lot of glue on yourself. I mean, you're gonna get some, but at least this will minimize it. So anyways, let's get started. So like I said, I'll be using a brush. You can use a brush or the foam applicator that I showed you. And all you have to do is just add some of the Mod Podge onto the imprint, and it's white and it just dries clear. So it's just like any glue out there. Just this is the one that I've been using. I don't know if other glues work, maybe, or depending, there may be some that are very strong that maybe it won't work, but anyway, so the first step is adding the glue. And just keep in mind, when doing this project, this is more than 1 day type of thing, because you want to let the glue dry. So for teachers, if you're doing it in the classroom, if you do it on a Friday or something like that, by Monday it should be fully dry. It should be dry in a day. You can may be able to do it in a couple of hours. Just make sure that the glue is dry so that way the image transfers over. And all I'm doing here is just pressing down, just making sure that it's glued on. There's going to be times where the imprint doesn't transfer over, or part of the imprint. That can happen. It could be several different reasons. It could be that you didn't add enough glue, or it could just be the paper, it didn't press out on it. It could be multiple different reasons. So basically what I'm doing is pressing down so it's glued to the rock. And then in 24 hours or so, I am gonna wet the back of the paper and then let the water soak in, and then I'm gonna start rubbing it gently, and the paper will start coming off and you'll have the imprint on the rock. So I just feel this would be a really cool idea to do with kids. It's almost like doing magic. You could just, they're gonna be shocked. We just add some glue. Just try to go the same direction and try to cover the imprint with the glue, so that way you have a better chance of transferring the imprint onto the rock. And then it's gonna move around, so just gently start pressing on it. All right, so it's been almost 24 hours and now the fun part begins. You'll need a cup of water, a bowl of water. If you have a sponge, you can use that as well. You don't really need it. You can use your fingers. But let's get started. Let's see what kind of, feel like we're opening up some presents. So you don't really know, what you're gonna get, if it worked. And so it's fun. I think it'll be really cool to do with the kids. So anyways, let's start soaking them. So we'll soak one of them, let that sit for a few minutes, and then do the other ones. You can start seeing the imprint. So this one is the Batman logo. So we'll go back again, soak it a little bit again. All right, so now what you can do is gently start going like this, just either clockwise or counterclockwise. Just start rubbing it, not very hard. It should start peeling off. See that? Just keep going around. And if you feel like you need to add more water, then please do that so the imprint doesn't come off. Oh, we see something here. Looks like Mickey. It's magic. And you'll get some of the imprint come off. Like for instance, like around the ear, some of it came off, and then this little part never adhered to the rock. But overall, look how cool it is. Like I said, I think it's a really neat, cool project to do with children. And they can obviously keep it or give it as gifts. It's endless possibility. Like I mentioned earlier, you can do photos of your pets, of yourselves. We just work it around. You can also use the sponges kind of, to peel it. Just want to be a little gentle with it so the imprint doesn't come off. All right, look at Spider-Man. Pretty neat, huh? So And you may have to go back. I mean, there's so many little layers of paper fibers. You know, then after we're done with this and you get as many of the fibers out, we'll coat it with some Mod Podge again, just to make sure it's sealed in. You got the Batman logo. There you have it. And as you can see, there's a whole bunch of little fibers in there of the paper. Let's try rubbing it with the sponge. And again, I'm going gentle, very gently across, or in a circular motion. The only thing is you can't see it as well, so let's just use my thumb. So remember when you saw the imprint, it was backwards, and now that we glued it to the rock, now you can read it. So you just gotta make sure that you flip the imprint. I've many times made mistakes and forgot to do it. It's very easy to forget, you know. I mean, how often do we flip things, you know? So just try to keep in mind. And there you have that one. So you see all kinds of little particles. So it's a little messy. And then when you go back, you can see there's still some there. It may be impossible to take every single fiber out. You know, I always get scared that I'm going to start removing some of the actual imprint when I do that. So just gently take as much of it out. I mean, it's still, even if you leave some of it, look how cool it is. All right, so I got my Mod Podge ready, and if you forgot to wipe your brush or the applicator and you threw it away and you just don't have any more left, I think it should be fine the way it is. I just like to add an extra coating just in case. But I think it should be okay the way it is. So, you know, if you threw out the brushes or the foam applicator, I think you'll be okay, you know, so don't worry about that. And if you do have it, then, you know, that's fine too. Just add like this and then set that aside. Make sure it, you know, it's dry before the kids take it home. Or if you guys are at the house, you know, just don't touch this part. I mean, it dries relatively quickly, but, you know, just let it sit for a little bit before touching it. Awesome. So there you go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please let me know. Support by just subscribing to my channel, liking my video. I have other instructional videos, so check those out. If you'd like to share with other parents, other teachers that you know, I'm more than happy to let you do that. I just want to, you know, help out and, you know, make some fun activities. So until next time, have a good one.